Show me what he's done to you. Stand up, little girl. A broken heart can't be that bad when it's through. It's through. Fate would twist of both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you'll feel it too. Feel it too. Waited on a line of waited on a line just to be the next to be with you. Build up your confidence so you can be on top for once. Wake up, who cares about little boy that talk too much? I've seen it all go down. Your game of love was all rained down. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to hold. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Yeah. Deep inside, I hope you'll feel it too. Feel it too. Waited on a line of waited on a line. Yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Why be alone when we can be together, baby? You can make my life worthwhile. I can make you start to smile. When it's through, it's through. Fate would twist of both of you. So come on, baby, come on over. Let me be the one to show you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. I'm the one. Deep inside, I hope you'll feel it too. Feel it too. Waiting on a line of waiting on the line. Yeah, just to be the next to be with you. I'm the one who wants to be with you. Deep inside, I hope you'll feel it too. Waited on a line of waited on that line. Yeah, just to be the next to be with you. Just to be the next to be with you. Ooh.
One, two, three.
Turn it up. Big wheels keep on turning, carry me home to see my kin. Singing
Hey, everybody. Welcome to our KYA closing session. We are so excited to get started with some veto overrides, some awards, lots of cool business. This has been an incredible conference. So thank you so much. Before we get started, it's come to our attention that there are two students who should be with us today who are not able to. From the Hopkinsville delegation, Todd Harris just passed, and from the Trumbull County delegation, a few weeks ago, we lost Cheyenne Ward. So we'd like to start with a moment of silence for them, as well as any other students we may not know about who should be here with us at this conference. Thank you. Now, please join me in welcoming your presiding officers for our closing GA. Presiding officers, please turn on your camera and wave as you are introduced. So we are going to start with our editor-in-chief, Brett Phelps. Next up is our Attorney General, Sanjana Nasta. Our Chief Justice, Taylor Beth Huff. Our Secretary of State, Grant Mannion. Our President of the Bluegrass Senate, Emily Hardman Erber. Our Speaker of the Bluegrass House, Emma Ahmed. Our Lieutenant Governor, Ella Lester. Our President of the Commonwealth Senate, Karen Ashadwin. Our Speaker of the Commonwealth House, Ben Dalton. And to kick us off, your Governor, Darby Greenwell. I hope you're all giving them rounds of applause at home. Darby, take it away.
Hi, guys. So the bills that we heard this year were just spectacular. And the thought of vetoing any of them was so extremely difficult. And I am so excited to hear these override sessions. I hope you all prove me wrong because, I mean, the bills were incredible and the vetoes were over small things that I'm sure we can clarify. So I'm going to pass it to the Speaker of the Commonwealth House and the President of the Commonwealth Senate, who will alternate presiding and clerking veto overrides.
Okay, so where did the thing go? It was just on the thing. Okay, so I'm going to start. What? Where did they were just here. Where did the list of the vetoes go?
Hi, Ben. It's Commonwealth 3, Commonwealth 11, and Commonwealth 14.
Okay, sorry, they were disappeared on me. All right, so it is now time for bill number 3. Are the sponsors for bill number 3 present? Please raise your hand. The bill sponsors for Commonwealth Bill number 3. Please raise your hand and turn on your cameras. Are they up? I haven't seen anything. Are their hands up?
Yes, Ben, their hands are up and they are on the screen ready to go.
Awesome. The clerk will now read the title of the bill.
An act to require a semester-long class teaching important life skills to public high school students.
In order for the bill to be heard, a majority of the assembly must vote in favor of the hearing of the bill. So please vote yes or no if in order to hear this bill. Is it? I can't. I'm not being able to see any of the yes or no's. There should the yes or no's or.
You'll need to raise your hand. There's no yes or no
Oh, just
function
raise
on the
your hand.
webinar.
Okay, well then raise your hand, please. I'm gonna wait a minute.
Alex, I think there's some questions about how to raise their hand in this kind of webinar type Zoom.
Absolutely. If you go to the participant list, I believe that is where your hand raise function is. If I'm saying the wrong thing, someone can shoot me a chat because I don't have the same view as the participants. To answer a question in the chat box, the hand raise is to say that you want to entertain the idea of overturning the veto on this bill.
Okay,
And
well,
see it if you can't. It says currently
no, I can
there's.
see it.
Can you see
There's
it?
there's 87 right now, and that is not the simple majority. And it's been pretty consistent. Now it's, as soon as I say that, it grows a little bit more.
Yeah, I think people are finding that hand raise button. I'm seeing some people say it's at the bottom of the screen and some people say it's in the top left corner. So I think it depends on your computer.
All right, so I'm just going to give it a couple more minutes. We're almost to that mark for the majority.
And again, Ben, when counting, remember that there are Y staff and advisors in the room.
Right,
So you're
I'm
probably
basing it
getting
off of
close to a
the
simple majority.
I'm basing it off of the attendees, and it is. I'm going to give it a couple more seconds. So if you cannot find that, or please try and find it now. So it has been a pretty consistent 110, 111. And I think we've waited long enough. And 111 is not a simple majority. So it is a decision of the chair that the veto stands. Please lower all of your hands, please.
There's been an objection in the chat.
An objection's not actually a thing here, but good try.
Okay. Okay, it's now time for bill number 11. Are the sponsors for bill number 11 present? Please raise your hand. Okay. The clerk will now read the title of the bill.
An act to limit the distribution of opioid prescriptions.
Okay, and now we will vote to hear the bill again. So this is where you're gonna raise your hand if you want to hear the bill. So I'll give it a few minutes to get loaded and we'll see. Once again, I will, if you didn't hear me the first time, we are voting to hear the veto override for Commonwealth Bill 11. So if you would like to hear that, please vote so that we can do these veto overrides if that's what you choose. It's majority rules, so we would need half of the attendees to override the veto.
Alex, do we know the exact number of attendees we have rather than advisors and staff?
I will look to Cheyenne to see if that is a number that we have. Do we have a total student number?
Sorry, answering in the chat there, about 200.
So then if there's 200, would the first bill that was already up be able to do the veto override? Because I think the numbers match the first.
Yes, yes.
So should we go back and start from the beginning with Commonwealth Bill 3?
Sure, let's do that. All right, so will the sponsors of 11 just hang on a second? We'll come right back to you.
Okay. Ben, I think you're going to chair this one and I will clerk for you.
Okay, so it is now time for bill number 3. Are the sponsors of bill number 3 present? Please raise your hand. And just double checking. Yes, you guys are. And the clerk will now read the title of the bill.
An act to require a semester-long class teaching important life skills to public high school students.
Since we have already voted on this bill and it was a miscount on my part, excuse me, it is the decision of this chair that the attempt will be heard. The governor will have 1 minute to justify their veto of this bill. You may begin when ready.
Darby Greenwell, representing the Commonwealth of Kentucky. Thank you, Sir Speaker. I think that this bill was written beautifully by the sponsors, and I commend them for passing chambers. But the issue that my cabinet and myself saw with this bill was just a little bit of redundancy, seeing that this class does not replace personal finance classes that a lot of high schools offer at this point. As well as House Bill 132 that was passed in the 2018 General Assembly that addresses this issue and is being implemented to the incoming freshmen. So seeing that this course is already offered by a lot of schools and that there is legislation already in place to combat the schools that do not offer it, I unfortunately decided to veto this bill.
Okay, the sponsors will now have 1 minute for their rebuttal. You may begin when ready.
Faith Foles, representing Hopkinsville, Sir Chair. Have you ever been overwhelmed by the thought of life after high school on your own? Do you know how to do everything your parents have previously done for you? I know for sure I have. I don't know how to pay bills, do checkbooks, know what a good credit score is, and how to do other basic life skills I will need after high school. This bill will teach basic financial literacy that are needed to be successful after life in high school. And according to the study, only 17 responding ages 18 to 34 demonstrated basic financial literacy. Without this needed to know knowledge, it will be difficult for graduating high school students to navigate life successfully. This bill will ensure that every high school student gets the education needed to be successful and financially stable after graduation. I know personally from experience, because of my high school schedule, I'm on a healthcare pathway, and I will not be able to attend to get this this set of skills I will need for the future. Thank you.
Okay, it is now time to vote on the veto override of bill number 3. Please use the hand raise function to indicate if you are interested in overriding the governor's veto. Okay, so it is the decision of the chair that the veto stands, and it does. Please lower all hands. All right, Karina.
It is now time for bill number 11. Are the sponsors of bill number 11 present? Please raise your hand. You see it?
They're there.
Okay. The clerk will now read the title of the bill.
An act to limit the distribution of opioid prescriptions.
Okay, and now we will vote to hear the veto override session. So we need a majority to be able to hear it. Once again, a majority of the assembly must vote in favor of hearing the attempts to override this veto. Please use the hand raise function on Zoom if you are interested in hearing the veto override attempt. It is the decision of the chair that this attempt will be heard. The governor will have 1 minute to justify her veto of this bill. You may begin.
Darby Greenwald, representing the Commonwealth of Kentucky, Madam President. This was actually one of the hardest ones for me to veto because I so fully agree with the intent and the ideas. But the main issue I had is just in the enforcement. If this were to go into place, there was no mention of like a transition period that would address the thousands of people that are currently addicted to opioids. And I fear that I feel like if this goes into place, then we are going to skyrocket in drug rates like heroin. And I understand that this crisis is not a fix-all solution with any one bill, but with the focus of this bill being towards holding doctors accountable, I fear that there will be just not enough resources to help address addicts and with rehabilitation centers. Another small piece is the specifics surrounding who is able to obtain opioids. I'm sure that the authors can address this, but with there being so many other medical conditions like chronic pain and with post-surgery patients, and I just feel like many aren't going to be able to get the medication that they need.
Thank you, Governor. The sponsors will now have 1 minute for their rebuttal. You may begin.
We would like to yield our time to lobbyist Andrew Bumps.
Andrew Bumps, representing St. Xavier High School. Madam Chair, while our country is consumed by the chaos that is 2020, there is another epidemic that rages silently, the nationwide opioid epidemic. According to the CDC, in 2017, Kentucky was fourth in the nation in opioid overdoses at a rate of roughly 37 per 100,000 people. Overprescribing of opioids is one of these causes. According to the NIDA, it is estimated that approximately 25% of people who are prescribed opioids misuse them. Make no mistake, I understand the need for prescription opioids to help treat terminal illnesses and cancers. I watched as my father and grandmother fought against terminal cancers, and the only way that they could cope with the seemingly unceasing pain was with legally prescribed opioids. As stated by the CDC, there has been a dramatic increase in the acceptance and use of prescription opioids for the treatment of chronic non-cancer pain, despite serious risks and the lack of evidence about their long-term effectiveness. Although other medications would be better suited to manage the pain caused by these other conditions, opioids are still prescribed. The purpose of this bill is to save future Kentucky from addiction. If we worry about what current addicts will do,
Thank you. It is now time to vote on the veto override of Bill number 11. Please use the hand raise function to indicate if you're interested in overriding the governor's veto. Once again, there must be a majority. It is the decision of this chair that the veto has been overridden, and it has.
Okay. It is now time for bill number 14. Are the sponsors of bill number 14 present? Ooh. Please raise your hands again. Okay. The clerk will now read the title of the bill.
An act to staff resource officers in public schools.
I don't think that's the correct bill, Karina.
Excuse me, I said the wrong bill. An act relating to the legalization of sports betting in the state of Kentucky.
A majority of the assembly must vote in favor of hearing the attempt to override this veto. Please use the hand raise function on Zoom if you're interested in hearing the veto override attempt. Again, please use the hand raise function in the different corners of your screen. All right. It is the decision of the chair that the attempt will be heard. The governor will now have 1 minute to justify their veto of this bill, and you may begin when ready.
Darby Greenwell, representing the Commonwealth of Kentucky. I reserve the right to yield the remainder of my time to my Attorney General.
And John Asta, representing the Commonwealth. This bill was deemed unconstitutional by the Kentucky Constitution because of the proposed 2% tax that would be collected. This bill violated sections 180 and 181 of the Kentucky Constitution. Section 181 states that the General Assembly may, by general laws only, authorize cities or towns of any class to provide taxation for the municipal purposes on personal property, tangible and intangible, based on income or franchises. By this section as well, the General Assembly delegates the power to counties, towns, and cities to impose and collect the license fees, not taxes, on stock used for breeding purposes,
Time.
I'm sorry, you're out of time.
franchises, trades, occupations, and professions. By this
Time. Okay. The sponsors will now have 1 minute for their rebuttal. You may begin.
First off, there was an amendment to my bill. It was instead of a 2% tax, it was a 5% tax. And I'm not quite sure where you were getting at with the unconstitutional part. That could have just been like laggy because I didn't quite understand. But I do know that several states have implemented such a policy, including Arkansas, Colorado, Delaware, and Illinois, Indiana, Iowa, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey, New York, New Mexico, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, West Virginia, and Washington, D.C., all of which have state taxes higher. That the reason that the amendment was passed was to hire, they have state taxes set in place. So I don't quite understand the unconstitutional part that was stated. That's it.
Okay, so it is now time to vote on veto override of bill number 14. Please use the hand raise function to indicate if you're interested in overriding the governor's veto. Okay, it is the decision of the chair that the veto stands, and it has.
Thank you all for such a great veto override session. Having concluded our business, I'm excited to welcome my staff to kick off our award ceremony.
All right. We are super excited to get into some awards. It's been an awesome conference, and there are lots of great recognitions that we need to give. First, promised recognition. I do need to recognize the red team from the trivia game last night for winning. I believe there will be a rematch at Kuna, and I believe the blue team has something to prove. So if you missed out on that, know that we'll be going at it again in a few months. You guys have done incredibly well this conference. There have been so many curveballs and so many challenges, even just now in the veto override session. Even for Y staff, we're brand new at running this program virtually. So I think we want to commend everybody for being so flexible, being so willing to try something new, something challenging, and to learn from one another and with one another how to make KYA something that it's never been before. So this awards ceremony is one that we're really excited about because every year so much hard work goes into preparing for KYA. And this year it's been even harder than ever before, but you guys have risen above that challenge and just blown it out of the water. So our bill sponsors spent hours preparing their bills. These presiding officers have practiced parliamentary procedure until they're blue in the face. Our delegates have studied their bills. You came with better prepared commentary than we've ever seen before. So all of you have done just a phenomenal job already. We want to start by thanking our award sponsor, Humana, again. Due to their generous support, physical awards will be mailed to you after KYA. Just be a little bit patient with us as we do still have some more conferences to run. But even though you won't be able to come to the front of the ballroom and accept awards like you typically would, if you are called as an award winner in this conference, know that that award will be coming your way. Some of you are also going to get an invitation along with your award to attend one of our national programs. So there are two national programs that happen every summer. One of them is the National Judicial Competition. So for folks from the court program, that's an opportunity that you'll have to go in late August to Chicago and participate in that competition. For people who win awards based on their speaking or their bills within the legislative program, also lobbyist and media awards, you guys will get invitations to attend the Conference on National Affairs. And that will happen the week of the 4th of July in Black Mountain, North Carolina, right outside of Asheville. These are both really incredible opportunities where the best of the best debaters from throughout the country, all the youth and government programs across the country will come together to share ideas with one another. I think it's more collaborative than competitive. It's really about learning from one another, sharing ideas, and having a national forum to talk about the issues that are important to us. So if you get one of those invitations, they'll be emailed to you, and we really hope that you will consider applying for those programs. What else? I think that's it. So we are ready to actually get into the awards presentations, and I am going to recognize Darby to kick us off with some outstanding delegates.
All right. Our first recognition goes to our outstanding delegates who have been nominated by their advisors for exemplifying the WISE core values and outstanding commitment during school preparations and at KYA. This year's outstanding delegates are as follows: Nathan Green from Malden High School, Aname Wally from Woodford County High School, Tyler Porter from Greenwood High School, Charlie Manning from St. Xavier High School, Caitlin Dethridge from Mercy Academy, Crittenden Gannon from STEAM Academy, Luke Phelps from Nelson County High School, Abigail Stamps from Allen County, Sydney Howerton from Trimble County, Brooklyn Mullins from Mercer County Senior High School, Sadie Darbo from Bourbon County High School, Madison Adams from Barron County High School, Armand Rye from Trinity High School, Kylia Hardaway from Presentation Academy, Lucy Johnson from St. Francis School, Louisville, John McDonald from Frankfurt High School, Addison Fortin from Hopkinsville High School, Sarah Epley from Warren East High School, Sarah Spalding from Bardstown High School, and Alexis Haller from Louisville Collegiate High School. Congratulations to all of our outstanding delegates.
All right. The next awards go to our outstanding speakers from our Bluegrass and Commonwealth chambers. When these delegates spoke, which was often, they made insightful comments that were well received by others. These delegates also exemplified WISE core values. With thanks to our debate sponsors, McCarthy Strategic Solutions and Limestone Bank, this year's outstanding speakers are as follows: Annie Moffitt from Mercer County Senior High School, Josie Morrison from Greenwood High School, Ryan Groza from Trinity High School, Sam Chanel from STEAM Academy, Shelby McKinney from Trimble County High School, McGuire Bowman from St. X, Chris Raymer from Trinity High School, Dorothy Hanson from Frankfurt High School, Abby Butts from Greenwood High School, Nick Cockenroll from St. X, Zach Ramirez from Louisville Collegiate, then Joyous Nicoitera from Greenwood High School. Congratulations to all of our outstanding speakers.
Now to announce the award winners from the Bluegrass. So first we have Joyous Nicarauza from Greenwood High School.
Sorry,
and
Emma, I think we're on bills passed or signed.
One more time.
We're looking at bills passed in the House and Senate.
I don't see that anywhere.
Emma, I just texted you a picture of it.
Okay. The bills passed in the Bluegrass House were Bluegrass 11 from STEAM Academy, Bluegrass 2 from Frankfurt High School, Bluegrass 12 from Trinity High School, Bluegrass 13 from Walden High School, Bluegrass 4 from Hopkinsville High School, and Bluegrass 10 from St. Xavier High School.
Next, we would like to recognize the highest ranked Bluegrass bills. From St. Xavier High School, bill number 10, Bluegrass 10, and from Trinity High School, Bluegrass 12. Congratulations.
Thank you. The following Commonwealth bills were not only passed by both the House and Senate, but also presented policy, ideas, and solutions that I, as governor, believe will help improve the lives of Kentuckians as laws for our Commonwealth. I am pleased to announce the following bills that have been signed into law. Commonwealth 9 from Francis School, Louisville. Commonwealth 8 from Nelson County High School. Commonwealth 6 from Mercer County Senior High School. Commonwealth 4 from Hopkinsville High School. Commonwealth 15 from Warren East High School. Commonwealth 7 from Mercy Academy. Commonwealth 12 from STEAM Academy. Commonwealth 1 from Frankfurt High School. Commonwealth 3 from Hopkinsville. And Commonwealth 11 from St. Xavier High School. Oh, sorry, it was St. Francis School.
Out of all of the well-written and well-researched bills you've heard and debated during this assembly, there were two bills that stood out in student rankings in adherence to the proper bill format. This year's outstanding Bluegrass bill goes to, from St. Xavier High School, Bill Bluegrass 10, an act relating to legalizing the business of bail bondsmen. This year's outstanding Commonwealth bill goes to, from STEAM Academy, Commonwealth 12, an act relating to prohibiting confinement in juvenile facilities. To To win the Outstanding Bill Packet Award, a delegation must not only have one exceptional bill, but all of their bills must have been well prepared, presented, and shown relevance to Kentucky. This year's Outstanding Bill Packet goes to Trinity High School in Louisville.
The Media Corps has the opportunity to experience all of KYA. Whether tracking bills, interviewing candidates, or conducting polls, media delegates provide a unique perspective on the overall KYA experience. For that, we are thankful to the entire Media Corps team. Before I give this word, I just want to shout out all of my assistant editors who, as SOs, are not eligible but have all done so much incredible work. So shout outs to David Marquez for running our podcast team, Charlie for running our social media, Olivia Walton for leading our broadcast team, and Ella Abney for running our newspaper. All right, the next award is given to a media delegate who puts forth the most efforts, displays genuine teamwork, produces a quality product, and exemplifies the WISE 4 core values. This year's Outstanding Media Delegate is from Greenwood High School, Olivia Otto.
During KYA, lobbyists support or oppose legislation on behalf of their clients. They work to persuade cabinet secretaries to support and adopt their position. The Outstanding Lobbyist Award is given to the lobbyist who best advances the interests of their clients while building coalitions of legislators and effectively lobbying members of the cabinet. With thanks to our lobbyist program sponsor, the JYB3 Group, this year's Outstanding Lobbyist is from Barron County High School, Brianna Crowder.
Students who participate in the Supreme Court program, which is generously sponsored by the Kentucky Bar Foundation, have a very different KYA experience from other delegates. Before KYA, they prepare oral arguments on a model appellate case. During assembly, they present their arguments to a panel of student justices and legal professionals. Our case this year was Family Dollar v. Veto, a workers' compensation case dealing with dependents' right to compensation. Mr. Veto settled his claim, however, following his death, his wife requested reopening of the case and further compensation. As a result of this year's showcase round, our award goes to the pair of advocates who successfully argued on behalf of their side of this year's case. We are excited to announce our showcase round winners. In the opinion of this year's Supreme Court, the winners are from Frankfort High School, Gabriel Langley, and from Mercer County High School, Brooklyn Mullins. Congratulations to our showcase winners. Our final Supreme Court award, Outstanding Advocate Team, is awarded to the highest ranking appellate and appellee advocate teams based on scores from 3 rounds of oral arguments as determined by student justices and legal professionals. This year's Outstanding Advocate Team is Frankfort High School.
All right, now it's time to get into some big deal full delegation awards. The awards that we have left, recognize full delegations because while we know that lots of you have achieved really incredible things individually at this year's KYA, KYA is a team effort and it requires the work of the entire delegation. This year, more than ever, despite the fact that most of you probably haven't been able to meet in the same room. You've come together to write some really incredible bills, to present really incredible arguments, create incredible media, and just do incredible work across the board. So to start, we're going to recognize a set of delegations who have exemplified our core values while preparing for and while participating at KYA, including adhering to all conference deadlines and requirements, outstanding participation in all the program areas they did, and full delegation caucus participation. This year's premier delegations are Bardstown High School, Louisville Collegiate High School, Trinity High School, Barron County High School, Bourbon County High School, St. Francis School, Hopkinsville High School, STEAM Academy, Frankfurt High School, Nelson County High School, St. Xavier High School, Allen County Scottsville High School, Mercy Academy, Warren East High School, Woodford County High School, Trumbull County High School, and Greenwood High School. Let's give them an applause track right now, and I hope that you are all clapping at home or in your schools, wherever you may be. There it is. All right. Next up, we're going to jump to our Outstanding Statesmanship Award. Outstanding Statesmanship recognizes a delegation whose members made thoughtful, respectful, and meaningful contributions throughout debate. Statesmanship isn't just about effectively arguing a point. It requires deep respect for the legislative process and collaborating with fellow delegates while making policy. This delegation demonstrated statesmanship across all possible program areas, and they were recognized by advisors as having a well put together team. This year's Outstanding Statesmanship Award goes to Bardstown High School. Give them a round of applause. Awesome job, Bardstown. Right. If you'll bear with me for just a moment, I'm clicking between lots of different screens. Our next award, this is the big one. It's time for the Outstanding Delegation Award. This award goes to a delegation that displayed statesmanship, that positively contributed to the life and the culture of KYA, that demonstrated the highest quality of preparedness and participation in all possible program areas. And I believe they participated in every program area. And they exemplified the core values of the Y, as they always do, including active participation in everything offered to them. This year's Outstanding Delegation Award goes to Frankfurt High School. Awesome job, Frankfurt. And next, I'd like to talk about our advisors. It's no secret that the driving force behind KYA is your advisors. Their hard work, their tireless effort, and their dedication allows for you to be here and allows for you to shine. Again, this year has been, it feels cheesy to say that this year has been unprecedented, but it's the most right word. This year has been unlike anything we've ever seen before for your advisors in their careers as teachers, let alone in their role as advisors. And they really took on an incredible challenge to make sure that all of you had this opportunity. For that, we can't thank them enough. So we'll resume inducting people into the Advisor Hall of Fame when we're all back together in person. But for now, all of our advisors are VIPs, and we want to thank you. We want to recognize you all. Students, take some time. I always challenge you to do this. Take some time to, I know you may not see your advisor again in person after today before the holidays, so shoot them an email and just tell them thank you. Tell them something specific that you learned here or that they've done for you, because they deserve that. Let's make sure that each of our advisors get the personal thank yous that they deserve. And on behalf of the Y staff advisors, we do not have the words to thank you for what you've done this year. One more group that we need to recognize is the class of 2021, who is having probably the most bizarre senior year that you could put together if you were trying to write a work of fiction. This senior class have been setting the culture of what the Y is and what the Y is for, many of them for the past 7 years. And we hope that they will continue to be a part of our world in the future as volunteers. Seniors, know that as early as next year, we can use you as volunteers at middle school KYA, and we absolutely need you there. Also, if you love programs like this, please consider joining us next February in Washington, D.C. for the Campus Y Congress. That is a national youth and government program for college students where we'll discuss federal issues in the nation's capital. So please come and join us. Know that your journey is far from over. It's turning in a new direction, but we want to recognize the incredible impact that you've already had here, and we want to tell you how excited we are for the impact that you're going to continue to have on this program and this organization. I know that lots of people are interested in graduation cords. Following this conference, you will be emailed a link where you can request that your cords be mailed to you. And those cords will tie you to a movement that spans the entire country. There are 35-ish states, I believe, that do youth and government programs, and all of them will pass those red, white, and blue cords to their seniors because you're a part of something bigger than this conference and bigger than this Commonwealth. No matter where your life takes you after graduation, know this: the Y is your home, and it always will be. We'll always welcome you back with a smile, and as soon as it's safe, a hug. We know what you're capable of. We've seen it. Now it's time to take off the training wheels and see even more of the wonderful magic you have within you. Seniors, congratulations, and thank you for serving the Y and for being a part of our family. So keep an eye on your email. As always, keep an eye on your email. That graduation cord request will be coming your way. Next, I'm going to pass it back to your editor-in-chief, Brett Phelps. The Media Corps has been working really hard on something completely new and different, and I think that we are about to see it.
As you've heard, the Media Corps have been working hard this year to cover the conference via Twitter, Instagram, and Medium. Now, this is normally the time we would have our conference slideshow, but this year, we obviously could not have photographs running around, snapping pictures. However, in addition to the ongoing efforts, your Media Corps have been working tirelessly to create 2 fantastic productions, a broadcast video and a podcast, both capturing and preserving your experience. The video will be posted on our YouTube, the podcast will be on Anchor and Spotify account, and both to the website. So to visit https, I'll forget that, visit bit.ly/KYA-MEDIA2020 and social media after we adjourn.
All right. Oh, actually, I believe I'm just going to pitch it right back to Brett. We are about to hear about a Kentucky Colonel, and I believe that is Brett's award to present.
All righty. Teachers. They are the ones who help us learn basic skills from reading and writing to heavier ones like how to find the derivative of an equation. Teachers are there for us day in and day out. They dedicate their lives to each and every single one of us so that we can be the best people we can be. Whenever the coronavirus hit, teachers had to adapt the way that they have taught for years to a virtual format in a matter of days. It is an understatement to say that teachers are miracle workers. They deserve way more appreciation than they get. Today, I would like to recognize a teacher that has had a massive impact on my life and the lives of many others. I first really met him my freshman year of high school while on a STOP field trip. He had brought with him one of his amazing robot projects with him, like he does every year. I thought to myself, wow, I want to be in his class. Now fast forward a year later, and I was in his class, learning valuable skills in the information technology field. When I first signed up for his class, I thought that I would only be learning how to fix computers. Little did I know, I'd be learning valuable life skills that would benefit me no matter what I do in life. He taught me that the flow of information goes way deeper than just technology. That in order for information to properly disseminate, it takes one person listening to another person. That it takes people to think not only from one side, but to really think about both sides of conversation. He taught me that it is not enough to listen to someone's perspective, but to understand it and to be open to new ideas. Throughout his career, he has not only taught these valuable skills to me, but to thousands of students. Today, I would like to present the Kentucky Colonel Award to Mr. Charlie Cantrell for not only his work as a teacher, but his work as a life changer. Thank you for everything that you've done for me other students, and for helping to make this world a better place.
Awesome. Thank you, Brett. This is the part of the day where I get to talk about your governor a little bit, and I've been looking forward to this one. This year's set of governors, all four of them, are remarkable. It gave the Y staff some solace when we realized that we were going to have to move this conference to a format we had never done before, to look at the set of leaders we had and know beyond the shadow of a doubt that they've got this. Darby is someone who thinks deep on everything she thinks about. And I'm sure those bill sponsors who have met with her to discuss signage or vetoes have absolutely seen that. You all saw it in her opening address, and we'll probably see it in just a minute in her closing address. Darby's someone I've known a long time, but a moment that sticks out to me was on the way to Kona a couple of years ago. Darby was coming directly to the conference from having hiked part of the Appalachian Trail, because of course she was. So while waiting for Shreya Aurora, another member of our team, to fly in from a technology competition that she had been part of, Darby and I got some time to just hang out in the Asheville airport and talk about the trail, talk about the adventure that she had been on, talk about the bill that she was about to present. And then Darby and Shreya and I got ourselves a long little drive through the mountains to hang out and to enjoy each other's company. And I think that was the point that for me, Darby moved from someone who I had seen serve as a presiding officer at the middle school level to someone who I'm really looking forward to counting, not just as a student I work with, but as one of my friends. A few weeks after that, Darby was probably the maddest at me that she ever will be on Service to the North when we were in New York, and it became clear that we were going to Bushwick and not Manhattan. But something that I really appreciate about her is that she took a deep breath, smiled, and put her all into the service project that we had in the place that she didn't want to be. I would venture to say that by the end of the day, she might have found the Bushwicks pretty cool. So I treasure all the adventures that we've been on so far. I look forward to more and more of those. And thank you, Darby. I can't thank you enough for everything that you've done for this conference, this movement, for the Y. You are remarkable. Ladies and gentlemen, your governor.
Oh, thank you so much. Just a minute. So I like to think that I've been honest these past 2 days. When hearing that this conference would be virtual, I decided that I wouldn't glaze over the elephant in the room. We've heard enough of that, and I figured that this conference wouldn't feel genuine if I didn't make it a point to express how we've actually felt this year. But seeing that this is my final speech I will ever give at KYA, I think I'll switch the subjects a little bit. About a year ago, I ran a campaign that accidentally became centered around conspiracy theories. Most notably, how I gave a speech on the final morning saying I have no clue if I believe in the moon landing or not. It's just too daunting. It's too impossible to think that 1969 technology could bring a man to the moon. I like to think about the pushbacks that they probably received when they started the engineering and planning, and how if they had given in to that, one of the most notable moments in our history would cease to exist. How would our understanding of the world look if we decided to stay earthbound in 1969? I also wondered, what would KYA look like if the Y gave up this year and decided not to have it at all? If they decided to stay earthbound? Well, then the space trip made up of brilliant ideas and passions would go unheard of, and that would have been a disgrace to our Commonwealth. Not only did you all show up to this conference despite all the physical components that would be missing, but you all went to the moon. It is clear that passion and democracy do not exist in one space. Instead, they make up galaxies that are yet to be explored. Given all we've lost this year, or rather the pushbacks we've received for our space trip, you all persevered. We were dealt more than just a pandemic. We are in the midst of great political turmoil and social uprising. And you demonstrated this week that when times get tough, our generation does not cower down and wait for it to pass. We get up and we ponder solutions with bipartisan agreement and a common compassion for each other. And because of that, you are more than capable of reaching new heights and pushing boundaries until this Commonwealth and this nation represent the drive and passion that we see among our little astronaut crew of KYA. More than ever, I think this conference has the potential to house the most change makers that KYA has ever seen. You all came this year because you wanted to connect with your peers and share ideas about how our Commonwealth can improve. This year, at least, you didn't come for the silent disco or the late nights in the hotel rooms. You came to explore the unknown and to discover new ways of innovation. You were anything but earthbound. And unlike in-person KYA, I have a good feeling that this passion you feel will not go away once you log off this Zoom screen the way it does for a lot of us when we leave the hotel. I told you all yesterday that it was time to get back to work. The same way we embarked on our own ambitious space journey for change, there are factors and people that are working equally as hard, if not more, to deter our takeoff and prevent change from happening. We spent a lot of time earthbound in our homes, adjusting to how our world was turned upside down. But if we don't get back in the game soon, this world we live on now will seem as foreign as the moon did in 1969. And since this is my final time I will get to spend among you amazing astronauts, and since I owe so much of who I am to you all, I guess I can finally admit that I kind of believe in the moon landing now. I've decided that when you live in a conspiracy theory world for too long, you don't see the true miraculous endeavors right in front of you. You all have opened my eyes, and I hope you've inspired others to go to the moon with what you have learned this week. We may have to stay 6 feet away from each other or only talk through a screen. But with you all leading the charge now, there will be no limitations for what you can do to improve the lives of your fellow Kentuckians. Because at the end of the day, this conference and quarantine are just one small step for man, but your passion and your initiative are one giant leap for mankind. Delegates, I thank you for everything. Sorry, I had to switch between documents. So it's time for us to pass our gavels. The presiding officers on your screen have worked hard to make this KYA truly incredible experience, and I am beyond honored to have served with each of them. But it is now time to announce the next class of presiding officers who will lead your program in the coming year. Announcing the first of your 2021 KYA presiding officers is your amazing President of the Bluegrass Senate, Emily Hardiman Urbar.
I never thought that I would be here in this position. I had run at KYA, at a different KYA conference, and I was blessed with this amazing opportunity to be part of this amazing group of presiding officers. Oh my gosh. And to whoever becomes the 2021 president of the Bluegrass Senate, I wish you the best of luck. And it is such a great position to have. And you will get to be part of a group that is such like a wonderful group. And you may feel out of place because it's not your conference, but trust me, you will find your place because the people that you're put with, they are leaders and they are the sweetest people that you will ever have. And I can guarantee you that. Thank you so much, KYA, for letting me be your KYA2 for letting me be your Bluegrass Senate president. Best of luck to all of you guys in the future and lots of love.
This is the time where you all get to see me as a mess. So the next person to announce the presiding officers will be the beautiful, the amazing Speaker of the Bluegrass House, Emma Ahmed.
Okay. When I was first appointed Speaker of the Bluegrass House, I was not expecting to gain the friendships that I did. Being on this PO team was 10 times better than I could have ever imagined. When all the officers found out that we wouldn't be having a physical conference, we had our own support group to complain and cry to, and there were tears shed. In the end, we all made the best of it, and I personally feel like I've gained the best group of friends. As much as I will miss them, I'm so happy to announce the next Speaker of the Bluegrass House and pass the gavel to Matthew Gardner from St. Xavier High School.
All right, it is time to find out who your Lieutenant Governor will be. So to announce that is the Queen of the Bluegrass, Ella Lester.
Wow, I can't believe that this conference is already coming to an end. It feels like just yesterday when I accepted my new role as Lieutenant Governor. But little did I know, the next KYA would be a whole lot different than I expected. To be honest, going into this KYA, I had no idea what to expect. But thanks to my amazing presiding officers, helpful Y staff, my dedicated chief of staff, and modern technology, this KYA conference has been nothing but a dream. This year has been hard for me, just like everyone else. I didn't have a tennis season, my trip to Europe was canceled, and I broke my toe. But I guess that really doesn't have anything to do with COVID. But all of the other things really affected how I viewed life. From coronavirus, I've learned to not take anything for granted. I'm not going to stand here and tell you what to do with your life, but rather a more general subject many of us should think about often, and that is life. Life and everything we are given. Everything we have should be appreciated and not be taken for granted. It's an obvious statement, but I think many of us still need to acknowledge that fact. When school let out in March, I was relieved to have a break from schoolwork, and I was looking forward to an early summer break. But man, has my mindset changed. I would do anything just to be sitting at an old wooden desk at the one and only Hopkinsville High School again. I would like to encourage the next Lieutenant Governor to never take your time in office for granted because it goes by in a flash. It's my privilege and honor to pass the Lieutenant Governor gavel to Amy Roblero from Bardstown High School.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ella. Next, the ray of sunshine himself, Brett Phelps, for announcing Editor-in-Chief.
While 2020 has been full of losses, certainly, it has also been full of gains. When I was selected to be editor-in-chief for KYA, I had no idea that this year's conference would be virtual, nor the lifelong friendship that I would gain. As editor-in-chief, we will learn that flexibility is key and that change is inevitable. We may have not gotten the KYA experience that we have imagined this time last year. However, we still have our ideas, we still have our voices, and we still have each other. It is with great pleasure that I pass the gavel to Ella Abner from Frankfurt High School.
All right, so I will be announcing the new Secretary of the Executive Cabinet. I didn't get to, work very closely with the lobbyists, but at least for the cabinet secretaries who were in my budget committees, I am so eternally grateful for you all. You all are on a different level of debate and intellect, and I'm so inspired by you. You've made me a better governor, and I know you all are going to make this program even better. You all are the backbone of this conference. So your 2021 Secretary of the Executive Cabinet is Ian Hill from Bardstown High School. And next we have the bowling and Gatton Queen herself, Sinjana Nasta, your Attorney General.
Words cannot describe the roller coaster of a year we all have had. The ups and downs, the losses and gains have been a lot, but here's where we're at now. This conference has been very different than what I expected, but the impact it has left is not one to be ignored. Being a part of this amazing PO team has been the biggest blessing I could have gotten this year. Thank you to you all for being the most hardworking, kind, intelligent, and funny team I've ever been able to be a part of. You all have taught me so much, and I'm so grateful to have been beside you all for this experience. To the next Attorney General, take in every moment to be a PO. You'd be surprised by how fast it goes. Using your power to induce positive change and help your community is the best possible thing that you can do. Make lifelong friendships with your PO team and never forget the hard work you have put into this. You deserve it, and I wholeheartedly believe that. So KYA2, your next Attorney General is Darren Grundy from St. Xavier High School.
All right, it is time for the pride of Allen County. Your Chief Justice, Taylor Beth Huff.
If you had told me a year ago today I would have been called as Chief Justice, I would have laughed. I never would have thought I would get such a wonderful opportunity and work with such amazing people. The words from Alex Muckler stay with me when I walked on stage, first Allen County PO. This taught me no matter where you come from, you can always rise above and achieve anything you set your mind to. I would like to thank my predecessor, Sarah Peterson, for believing in me even as just a first-year advocate. I would also like to thank my wonderful PO team, justice team, and delegation for supporting me along the way. So without further ado, I would like to announce your 2021 Chief Justice, who is one of the most hardworking girls I've ever met in my life, from Woodford County High School, Anna Mae Wally.
Thank you, Taylor Beth. Now I have the great honor of introducing your amazing Secretary of State, Grant Mannion.
Hi, everybody. This is the last time that I get to talk to you all, so I'll make sure to take as long as I possibly can. First, to all the Commonwealth candidates, I want to tell you a short story about myself. Last year, I ran for a presiding officer position. I was in the same exact place you all are in right now, but I didn't actually get the position at first. I was extremely disappointed at first, of course, as anybody would be, but before circumstances changed and I was given the opportunity to preside as a Secretary of State, I was thankful. But what was I thankful for? I was thankful for the amazing opportunity I had to simply speak in front of hundreds of my peers. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I would not trade for anything. So if you feel like you walk away with nothing today, at least be proud of yourself for being here and doing this. It isn't something everybody has the privilege to do. Now, I want to thank everyone on my PO team for being so amazing through all of this. And I think I can speak for the entire team with this, but a specific thank you to our fearless leader and Governor, Darby Greenwell. She's led this team with passion and joy from day one, inspiring all of us to do the same. I would also like to thank the Y&Y staff for working so hard to give us this KYA. And I want to thank them for the amazing friends, opportunities, and memories that they've given me. I will never forget what they've done for me. And lastly, I want to thank you all for allowing me to be able to do this. I'm forever thankful for this amazing opportunity. But enough about me. It's now time to introduce the next Secretary of State. Whoever is awarded this position, I hope you do an amazing job and never take a single moment of this for granted. So, without further ado, it is now my honor to present your 2021 High School KYA2 Secretary of State, Claire Moore from Frankfort High School.
Grant. It is now time to introduce the amazing, the beautiful, the spectacular President of the Commonwealth Senate, Corinna Shadoan.
Okay. When I was elected to be your Madam President of the Commonwealth Senate, I was so ecstatic for the opportunity in the year to come. I was looking forward to all of the amazing conferences that led up to now. When COVID took over, I was convinced this would just be another opportunity taken from me, but that wasn't the case at all. Getting to work with all of my amazing presiding officers has made this virtual experience so much better than I could have ever imagined. I'm so grateful for each and every one of them, and I couldn't imagine going through this experience with anyone else. And of course, my supporting officer, Jake Rogers. You're the best. I want to thank my family and friends, the Y staff, my advisors, my delegation, and of course, my PO team. I truly couldn't have done it without you all. You guys are truly the best support system. I have been blessed with this one-in-a-lifetime opportunity and wouldn't trade it for the world. To the next President of the Senate, cherish every moment you have with this experience because it will be gone before you know it. Good luck with the year to come and congratulations. So now the moment you've all been waiting for, it's now my honor to introduce your 2020 President of the Commonwealth Senate from Hopkinsville High School, Ana Hernandez.
I think that marks 3 conferences in a row where Hopkinsville has gotten that position. Thank you, Corinna. And now I have the great privilege and honor to introduce the 100% real Ben Dalton, your Speaker of the Commonwealth House.
All right. Well, this doesn't really seem like a real moment. About 6-7 months ago, I guess, we were all kind of in tears and in shambles over this. But thank you to the Y staff for giving us this wonderful opportunity. And thank you to this PO team. You guys are family. I love each and every single one of you. And I couldn't imagine going through this last year without you guys. You guys are absolutely the best. To the next Speaker of the House, good luck. Rely on your team. Rely on your friends. They become your best friends. I completely disregarded what I was going to say. Thank you. This conference is truly amazing. The Y is truly amazing. Everybody here, I love all of you guys so much. And it is my absolute honor to introduce to you the 2021 KYA2 Speaker of the House, Alex Young from St. Xavier High School.
Woo, okay, so I'm already crying, so I'm not gonna try and stop that now. Now we get to find out who gets the big gavel, who gets the position of governor. They told us to somehow fit this passing the gavel speech in 35 seconds, but I'm gonna be selfish because I have about 7 years worth of gratitude that I wanna say. I came into this program when I was 11 years old, and I can't begin to explain just how much my life has changed because of it. Oh my gosh, Darby, pull yourself together. Thank you all so much for giving me a voice and trusting me to use it. You trusted me to lead a program that is so important to me, and I will never, ever stop being grateful for that. I need to thank my PO team. Although we have never been in the same room together, you all were nothing short of spectacular. And you loved me, and I love you all so much. You know, I always dreamed of being governor, and never in a million years did I think I would be lucky enough to have a team like you guys. And I am so excited for a lifetime of laughs and friendships with each of you. I have to thank my delegation, my advisors. I wouldn't be in this position if it weren't for you all and the incredible and strong women that were behind me, and I am eternally grateful to be a Mercy Girl. Thank you to my parents who drove me to every KYA meeting for years and gave me the opportunity to even know the program, let alone learn to love it. I have to thank my Y friends, especially my chief of staff, Mason Guarino. You've kept me sane, you keep me coming back, you keep me inspired. And to the next governor, the thing that I am looking for is authenticity. Never try to be something that you are not. You are being elected because the delegates chose you, and never lose sight of that. This position is so grueling at times, but in the best way possible. Keep in sight why you are doing this and make every decision for the sake of your delegates, because they are the reason you get to do anything. Lean on your POs, because if they're anything like mine, they will either A, joke on you, or B, the more likely answer, give you unconditional support. Lean on the other governors elected because they're in the same shoes as you. And if you are if you are half as close as I am with the three guys, then you will have 3 new lifelong friends. This is gonna go by so fast. And if you don't take every single second that you have with these people, you will never forgive yourself. KYA, I am so grateful, and I hope I made you all proud, because I know you all have made me the proudest person in the entire state with your passion and your love and your compassion. Your next governor will lead you well because you selected them, and democracy is the most precious thing we have. They will lead you well, and I can leave knowing that this person has put in the work and the passion and the initiative to take this conference to the moon. KYA, your 2020 Youth Governor is, drumroll please, Sophia Kopensteiner from Greenwood High School. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
All right. The Chief Justice will now administer the oath of office to the governor-elect. I'd like to invite all of our new presiding officers to join the governor-elect in this oath.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly swear
I do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support
the United States
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and the Constitution of the Commonwealth,
and be faithful and true to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
and be faithful
to the Commonwealth of Kentucky,
so long as I continue a citizen thereof.
so long as I can continue a citizen thereof,
And that I will faithfully execute to the best of my ability
that I will
faithfully execute to the best of my ability
the office of governor according to law.
the office of governor according to law.
And I do further solemnly swear
And I do further solemnly swear
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
that since the adoption of the present Constitution,
I, being a citizen of this state,
I, being a citizen of this state,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons,
have not fought a duel with deadly weapons
within this state nor out of it,
within this state nor out of it,
nor have I sent or accepted a challenge
Nor
have I sent or accepted a challenge
to fight a duel with deadly weapons,
to fight a duel with deadly weapons.
nor have I acted as a second in carrying a challenge,
Nor have
I
acted as a second challenge.
nor aided or assisted any person thus offending,
Nor
aided
or
assisted
any person thus
so help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Thank you to our new presiding officers. New officers, please join your first officer meeting after we adjourn.
All right, I'd like to invite my fellow outgoing presiding officers around the virtual podium for one final time. Is there a motion to adjourn this session of the Kentucky Youth Assembly? Is there a second? All those in favor, please use the hand raise function to signify. All those opposed, please use the hand raise function to signify. It is the decision of this chair that the motion carries. This session of the Kentucky Youth Assembly is now adjourned.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like the river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movie and I go downtown. Somebody keep telling me don't hang around. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Lord, there've been times that I thought I couldn't last for long, but now I think I'm able to carry on.
Hey, Darby.
Hey. Darby, I love you. I love you so much.
I don't want to get up.
You did such a good job, and I don't know whether to be excited or cry. I'm so happy. Oh my god. So at what point do you actually have to leave?
I was about to say, unfortunately, we are emptying the ballroom now. So thank you all so much for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and call this webinar a wrap.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sophia. I will see you over in our new officer meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.